Since December of 2019, there have been 6 MCU films and 6 DC films that have been released. Why is December of 2019 so significant, you may ask? Well, that's when the last Star Wars movie was released. You know, this one. This beautiful masterpiece that managed to briefly unite a fandom that is notoriously adverse to uniting on anything in wanting to wash its hands of the sequels and move on. So while it is understandable that Lucasfilm would want to maybe take a few years to reassess and make plans, it is now nearly 2023 and we have no idea what the next Star Wars film is going to be.
What the f*** is this? I don't know.
Hell, we aren't even sure who's going to be making it. And in a world where the MCU publicly announces their release schedule for the next 1,000 years, it's a bit frustrating not knowing what's next for Star Wars on the big screen.
I hate that. I hate it!
So, what I want to do today to kill time is to ponder the question, what should the next Star Wars film be? I'll be addressing many of the popular theories as well as some of my own ideas, and hopefully you can comment any ideas that you have and we can engage in the comment section as well. Let's get on with it, shall we? The Old Republic. This is the one that I think most Star Wars fans could get behind. You'll notice a theme in this video. Treat the Skywalker saga like it has leprosy. Get the hell away from it. Make it live in a cave like the lepers do in Ben-Hur. But most importantly, do something different. Venturing to the Old Republic would be just that, different. Plus, Lucasfilm would have an ocean's depth of lore to draw from. Video games, comics, novels, and the like. Tell Revan's story. Revan is an untapped gold mine. Imagine 3 Revan movies covering his time as a Jedi, to his time as a Sith, to his redemption. Then you can follow that up with the aftermath that we see in Knights of the Old Republic 2. There's so much potential here. So, should Lucasfilm make some Old Republic movies? I say yay. The High Republic. This one would certainly be a much harder sell as half the fandom absolutely loathes the High Republic. While I myself am indifferent to it, I would definitely take a High Republic movie over a movie that would be set during the 20-year time block that the Skywalker saga is set in. They would have the books to draw on, they could depict the conflict between the Republic and the Nile or something, or they could just do something entirely different. Rey's Jedi Academy. Ooh boy. This definitely isn't the move. Not yet. I fully expect them to revisit Rey at some point, but Lucasfilm, you need to let the fandom cool off for 10, 15 years at this rate. This would probably be the worst possible decision they could make, and I think they know that, judging by the utter lack of sequel material in the last few years. I personally am not wholly opposed to revisiting Rey, though. I think that with a good story and solid writing, Rey could have a similar journey that Luke had in Legends post-original trilogy. Which, now that I think about it, makes me kind of sad. The Distant Future. One of the ideas I'm most fond of is kind of crazy. It's wiping the slate completely clean and leaping 1,000 or 2,000 years into the future. Lucasfilm would essentially get to do whatever the hell they want, and it would be a totally blank canvas and they'd be beholden to almost nothing in Legends or canon. So it'd be pretty hard to piss people off, though as I say those words, I don't doubt that some people would be pissed off. This is Star Wars after all. Wiping the slate clean can often be what allows creativity to flourish. You don't have to tie into any of the TV shows. You don't have to tie into any of the movies. It's literally 2,000 years in the future. And here's a clip from the Evil Ewok podcast where we touch on this.
What would it look like if we jumped 2,000 years in the past or in the future and made something completely unrelated to everything else? I think that it would be so interesting just to hear like throwaway lines in this movie from 2,000 years in the future about, like, you could say like, oh, nobody lives on Coruscant anymore. And it's like, well, why? Like, that's so fascinating. And then you could like, you just created an opportunity to make a movie about like what happened to Coruscant, or like, you know what I mean? Like, you have all these different possibilities, and it's so exciting, like just to have this completely new era
Yeah.
where nothing else matters and you don't have to abide by anything else that's, well, almost anything else that's been set up in Star Wars.
It could be a completely new slate by then. And you could do totally just new planets, new and there's so many other just different storylines in the galaxy. Like, I guess people gravitate towards stuff that includes Jedi, so that might be harder to see what that even looks like.
Yeah.
2,000 years, but there's a lot of other interesting people in the Star Wars galaxy that don't wield lightsabers.
But that's it for today, folks. Now it's your turn to let me know what you think. Do you agree with me, or do you hate all of my ideas? Be sure to leave your suggestions for potential movies down in the comments below as well, and maybe I'll make a second video engaging with those. Leave a like and subscribe if you feel we deserve it. Join the Discord. Once we hit 500 members, we'll be giving away free merch, which is always a good thing. And I'm Zach. I'll see you in the future. I like to finish this off by thanking our channel members, so take it away, Watto.
Charlie, Aiden Arroyo, the Star Wars Obsession, T, Money Sartwell, and Colin H. Thank you for your contributions to my wallet.